wanted to talk a little this week about cleaning routines. Um, do you have a specific cleaning routine? Like, do you clean certain things on certain days, or do you just wait until it's like something looks like it needs cleaned so you clean it? Personally, I love to have the same time every week, same day every week that I do certain things. Does it always work out? No, it doesn't. There might be situations where we have a busy Tuesday and like we go and have to run a bunch of errands. Actually, not usually Tuesday. Usually Tuesdays are a chill day. But anyway, we could have, a certain day where like we end up having to run a bunch of errands or we make plans with friends and I may not get to all of the cleaning that I had planned to do for that day. So therefore, it gets pushed to the next day. And that's okay. I try to be loose with any of our routines. I try to have routines like morning routines, evening routines, cleaning routines, and just various different routines throughout the week just to try to stick to. But I'm not super strict with that. I mean, I try to stick to it and do these things on the day that I've assigned to them. But I'm not going to be strict with it because that just stresses me out. When I have this expectation that it has to be a certain day and then life happens and before you know it, the end of the day is here and you didn't get that checked off. So it just gets put on the next day. So, and that's totally okay. So I wanted to talk about this because it works really well for me to have a cleaning routine where I do certain things certain days. And I thought I would encourage you to maybe try this if you haven't yet and just, try to assign certain things to certain days and see how that goes for you. See if it takes more off your brain, if it takes more off of having to think about it, having to think through, oh, does this need done yet? Or, that sort of thing. So, just to know, like, okay, every Monday I do this, every Tuesday I do this, and not even having to really think about it. So, and I'm also a list person. So I don't know if you are, but I am one of those people. I have to write it down and I have to have things written down every day that I get to cross off. I love crossing off things on my list. Like, it just gives me so much joy. And it's so bad that it's to the point where if I do something that I hadn't even put on my list, I will sometimes, yes, you know what I'm going to say, write it down just so I can cross it off. Maybe that's going a little too far, but hey, it gives me that little ounce of satisfaction of crossing that off. So anyway, so here's what I do as far as a cleaning routine. You can do what works best for you. Maybe there's a day of the week, like Fridays for us are a little busier. They're a little more hectic because I have to take my son somewhere every Friday and then go pick him up. We homeschool, so typically like we're just all together and we're doing the same thing, but we can stay home if we want, or they go with me if I go places most of the time. But like Fridays, every Friday, we have something that I have to go do. So I don't put a lot of expectation on the kids for like, learning, schoolwork, and I don't put a lot of expectations on myself as far as, tasks that need done or cleaning that needs done. In fact, being the end of the week, that's a good catch-up day. If like, maybe if something didn't get done throughout the week, maybe on Friday I'll have a few minutes to just do this task that I didn't get to do on Wednesday or something. So anyway, real quick, I wanted to go over what my cleaning routine has been, what's been working for me, if I can think of it off the top of my head without looking at it. So on Mondays, I like to vacuum and dust, and the whole house, mostly the living areas where we are, like the living room, family room, might do my bedroom as well. I have the kids clean their own rooms, so I would have them dust that occasionally, probably not as often. It's not seen as often, so, and I don't dust my bedroom as often as the main rooms either. But anyway, every Monday I try to vacuum and dust. And the other Monday, main Monday chore or cleaning chore is laundry. So this is any laundry in the house that needs done after the weekend. Could be our clothes. It could be like, it's typically if we have any extra clothes that need washed, or towels if towels need done. So Monday is one of my laundry days and vacuuming and dusting. However, I will say this might get moved around a little bit. This is my current routine, but I'm really considering moving vacuuming and dusting to Tuesdays. Here's why. We have started a classic movie night on Mondays where we've been watching, not what you would typically think of a classic, but like 80s and 90s, like movies that my husband and I watched or knew about when we were younger and liked, and we're sharing them with our kids, and it's been really fun. We just finished the three Back to the Future movies. So we're trying to figure out what's next. So if you have any favorite 80s or 90s movies, let me know. Family friendly, of course. So, and with that movie night comes popcorn every time. Therefore, I really can't see the point in vacuuming Monday during the day when Monday evening my kids are going to have popcorn in there in the family room. It really doesn't make sense because popcorn always means some of it's going to end up on the floor, right? So I think I'm going to move vacuuming and dusting day to Tuesday, but I'm just going to give you my current plan. A couple of these things may be swapped very soon, but so Monday my cleaning is vacuuming and dusting and laundry. Tuesdays are washing the kids' bedding, so I make sure to strip their beds. That reminds me, I have some of their bedding. I had to do some of that today because it got moved from yesterday. I was very tired yesterday, feeling really run down. I did not get their bedding washed, so therefore it was in the washer today. I need to switch that over to the dryer now that I'm thinking of it. So washing the kids' bedding. Sorry, the chickens are being very loud. Washing the kids' bedding on Tuesdays and zone cleaning. So zone cleaning is, if you're familiar with Fly Lady, I do not closely follow the Fly Lady plan, but I kind of like researched it a little bit, looked at it, and I've just kind of used a little bit of things here and there. I do try to do the zone cleaning. So on the Fly Lady app, every week on Sunday, it tells you a new zone cleaning for the week, what the new zone is for the week. And zone cleaning is where you deep clean, you're always like maybe vacuuming all the time. Yeah, and I do a lot of times end up vacuuming more than just once a week. And we have carpet, and usually like not a whole lot is seen, so I can usually do it once a week, but yeah, a lot of times I will have to do maybe 2 or 3 times a week that I would have to vacuum because of crumbs or whatever. So obviously if it needs it more, I do it more, but that's the one day a week that I'm like, I'm definitely doing it this day for sure. So like if I didn't get to it all week, I make sure that it gets done that day. But zone cleaning, there is a different area of the house that it brings up to you each week that you don't have to follow the app or anything. You can like figure out your own zones and keep track of it yourself. But like this week is the scary one. This week is children's bedrooms and children's bathroom. That one always scares me. Like the kids' rooms and bathroom are Scary is the main word I can think of. So, I mean, I have them clean them. I do every day. I make lists for my kids, things that I need them accomplished that day, especially as homeschoolers, you know, like if I need them to do their cursive workbook or whatever, then I write things down that I would like for them to do that day. And some of that is some cleaning tasks. And I always put clean room on there for them to just kind of tidy their room. It's just a quick tidy. It's not like a deep clean, but on zone weeks, that means deep clean. That means like when the zone week is family room and living room, like I am like moving the couches and vacuuming under them, not just vacuuming what you see. That means I'm like, you know, wiping down walls, or like in the kitchen, I'm wiping off or any room that has like a fan or whatever, I'm like wiping off the fans, or in the kitchen, I'm cleaning off the light that's over the table, you know, just like some things, wiping down the cabinets, cleaning out the oven or something, you know, like it's the deeper cleaning things that you don't like necessarily do every day or every week. So that's the zone cleaning. And I do that on Tuesday, but maybe I'll switch that to Monday and swap it with vacuuming and dust. I don't know. So I try to work on that Tuesday, and I don't typically get all the tasks on my list. I have a list of each zone, like the deep cleaning things to do. Of course, a list, because that way I can see what needs done, I can check them off as I do them, and I can see what's left. Do I get to every task on the zone list every time? No. I don't. But it is a guideline, and I do as much of it as I can. A couple things I may say, nah, that doesn't really need done this time, and I just will forego that item. So anyway, moving on. Wednesday is just bathroom, because a lot of times on Wednesdays we will get together with friends. So I kind of leave a little room on that day. I don't give myself too much. There are other things on my list, like every day. It's not just these things, like the cleaning things. Obviously, there are other things that I write down on my list every day. You know, go for my walk, and some of my business things, or, you know, clean out the chicken coop. You know, there are other things that go, lots of other things that go on the list, not just the cleaning things. But as far as Wednesdays, I do try to keep my list somewhat shorter than usual. So Wednesday is just clean the bathroom. So I can very quickly clean the bathroom, no problem, and that can get done even when we typically have time with friends on that day. On Thursdays is more laundry. I wash our bedding on our beds, you know, like have the kids' bedding on one of the other days, and wash the bedding on our bed on Thursdays, and any other laundry that, you know, like if towels or any of our clothes need washed that day, I'll do that. So typically Mondays and Thursdays are my main laundry days for any type of laundry. Now there might be other things like washing rags. I have to do that like every 2 days because we use a lot of rags instead of a lot of paper towels. We try to use more rags than paper towels. So I have to wash those like just about every other day. But that also includes like not only rags for wiping things up, like spills, but also like the dish towel that's hanging in the kitchen for drying our hands, or the dish rag that we wash the dishes with. Those get thrown in there too. We have a basket in the laundry room where we throw any rags or dish cloths or dish towels into when we're finished with them. And then when that basket gets full, it gets dumped in the laundry. And it's not a big basket. I mean, it's a pretty small basket, because I don't want wet stuff sitting there too long. So when that gets full, that gets dumped in the washer, and that's usually every 2 to 3 days. So I do a little more laundry than that, but mainly 2 days a week for the main laundry. Let's see. So that's pretty much it for my cleaning schedule. It's pretty basic. Like I said, there's like, you know, and there's daily things that obviously just I don't even write down, because it's a no-brainer. It happens. Like washing dishes like at least 3 times a day. So there are things like that. You know, the kitchen needs swept usually at least a couple times a day, if not more, just depending, you know, we eat in there, so, you know, crumbs are going to be in there and things like that. So that's typically where most of that ends up, not in the family room or living room. So yeah, so I mean, kitchen cleanup, a basic kitchen cleanup happens every day, not just dishes, but like by the end of the day, we try to do a reset every day where the kitchen table is cleaned off and wiped off, and the counter is cleaned off and wiped off. The dishes are done and at least in the drainer, if not put away. And the stovetop is cleaned off, and you know, it just kind of resets it for the next day. So some of those things are daily cleaning that gets done, but it's not on like a routine. It's not like scheduled to a day, because it happens every day, at least once a day, if not twice or 3 times. So those, and then in addition to the zone cleaning that only happens every few weeks, I think there are 5 zones, if I'm remembering correctly. So just about monthly, these areas get a deep clean. So that works out really nice. And that's about the time that those things are needing done again. So that works out really nice. So we've got our daily task, cleaning tasks, and our weekly cleaning tasks, sometimes multiple times a day cleaning tasks, weekly cleaning tasks, and then we've got our zone cleaning that happens, you know, every 4 or 5 weeks or so. So that is my cleaning routine, and of course I have to write them down each day so I know. I don't have to hold it in my brain. The less I have to hold in my brain, the better. And so that way I don't have to hold it in my brain. It's like written down every day, either the night before or first thing in the morning. I write down my list for the day, cleaning and other things, just anything I really would like to accomplish that day. And I write a list for the kids as well of things that I would need them to accomplish that day. And so that's what we do. Those are cleaning routines, and we do try to get a lot of help from the kids on that. You know, we do a lot, but it's we are really trying to teach them to pitch in and help with cleaning, and to, you know, everybody do a little bit of something to help clean up after dinner, you know, to clean up the kitchen after dinner. And then once you clean up after dinner, there's not a whole lot left to do the kitchen reset at night, because there was a dinner cleanup just a few hours before. So, but we have the kids help us with, you know, kitchen cleanup after dinner, and we have them help us tidy at least once a day, where I just like, okay guys, we call blitzing. We're gonna blitz this room, and then they know what that means. I set a timer for like 5 minutes, and everyone just goes, and we just put things away as quickly as possible. I'm actually going to do a video about that probably at some point too, but anyway, yeah, it's just it works for us, and we do get the kids involved, so it's not just me, or it's not just me and my husband when he's home, or yeah, like it's all hands on deck. And my mother lives with us too, so she helps with a lot too, especially dishes. So that's really nice. We have a lot of dishwashers in our house. Everyone but the youngest washes dishes at some point. So there are 5 of us that are able to wash dishes well. And so that's really nice, because we don't have a dishwasher, you know, that does it for us. We are the dishwashers, which is totally fine with me, especially when there are 5 of us that can do it. But anyway, so that is our cleaning routine. That is what we do. That's how we all pitch in. That's how I keep track each day what's going to happen. And like I said, if something didn't get done earlier in the week, Thursday's kind of a light day with just laundry. So that's another day that I'll do zone cleaning sometimes. Any zone cleaning I didn't do earlier in the week. Or catch up from any of the other cleaning tasks I didn't get done that week because of busyness or whatever. And then again, Friday, I don't really have a whole lot on there because we do some running around on Friday. And so that can be a catch-up day for a couple of small tasks if needed. And then the weekend is usually bigger projects, you know, different things each week, just things that have been needing done around the house or garage or barn or whatever it is. So anyway, I am curious. Let me know if you have a cleaning routine, or are you a fly by the seat of your pants cleaning person who doesn't really have a schedule. You just, if it looks like it needs clean, you clean it. And you have no idea how often you do it, you just do it. Or do you have somewhat of a routine that you try to keep to, or are you like super strict schedule with your cleaning? You know, it has to be done at this day and maybe even at this specific time of day. You know, I don't know, how strict are you with that, or do you just clean it as it needs done? I'm curious, let me know, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks.